Hey everybody, thanks for coming. I hope you're doing well. Just a little quick reminder, if you're joining us from YouTube, make sure to click on that like and that subscribe button. It does help, and Greg appreciates it, who I point behind me because Greg is in the room right behind me, the control room. So if you are watching on if you are watching on YouTube, make sure to like and subscribe. If you came and you're watching the recorded video, same thing, say hi, make sure to like and subscribe. Today we have a special guest. His name is Peter Dalal. I'm going to get to exactly who he is right after this legal disclaimer. So let's start there. All right, okay. Today's demonstration is designed to instruct you on using Metastock and the accompanying software plugins. It is not a recommendation to buy or sell, but it's rather guidelines to interpreting and using specific indicators and features within the software. The information, software, and techniques presented today should only be used by investors who are aware of the risk inherent in trading. Metastock shall have no liability for any investment decisions based on the use of the software, any trading strategies, or any information provided in connection with the company. So it is, there you go. Hope you enjoyed that. I do want to welcome Peter Dalal to the room today. Peter has been working with Metastock for decades now. One of our most successful add-ons was a program called FXTA, or Forex Traders Advantage. He spent a lot of years actually kind of refining methodologies and has come up with the new add-on Magic Trader, and people really, really like it. Peter also runs a room where he kind of helps traders become better traders, and one of the things that I'll say about that right up front is the people that generally go to that room absolutely love it. They really enjoy it. People really like to be in kind of the alert service and alert room. And that's one thing I would say for in general for the stuff Peter does. That people like to keep his stuff. His retention rates are extremely high. And I think that's because he does a good job with it. So in any case, that's a little bit of an introduction to Peter. Peter, I'm going to go ahead and unmute your microphone. How are you doing today?
All right, how are you, Jeff? Thank you for a nice introduction. Thank you for having me here.
Absolutely. Oh, well, anytime. Let me go ahead. It looks like we have you logged in twice. So I'm going to try and change the presenter to you. Let's go ahead and do that. And then did you see on your screen a little pop-up that said share your screen?
Not really. Can you see my screen at all?
No, let me try this then. Let me just change it to the other instance of you. For some reason, between when we tested everything and when we went live, I show you twice in here now. So let me try this one, make presenter. Okay. Now do you see the, would you like to share your screen option?
Yes, I did.
Okay, good. Then, okay. Let's go ahead and kind of, I think it was screen number 5.
Yeah.
10 minutes ago.
So can you see my screen?
I'm waiting for it to come in. Yeah, there it is, right on time. All right, Peter, I'm going to get out of the way immediately. I'm going to let you go, and let me know if you need anything. I'll be right here.
All right. Thank you very much, everybody, for coming this evening. And a lot of people hit the traffic, but they are here, so I appreciate that. So my name is Peter Dalal, and we're going to talk about today Magic Trader and a couple of things we doing in the alert room, and I'm going to show you what I do so you could also learn from me. So let me explain to you what topics we're going to talk about today. So today we're going to give you goals for this webinar. We're going to talk about magic ingredients. We're going to talk about Magic Trader a little bit and how it was designed. Then we're going to talk about me and my lovely daughter. Then we're going to talk to you about how to find pinpoint entries, which Magic Trader made it very easier for traders. So we don't have to do too much technical analysis work, which I love technical analysis, but don't have much time. That's my problem. So I created the software for you guys. Then we're going to talk about some of the tricks I use, and then we're going to talk about how to find these ingredients. Then we're going to talk about the current example which I give in alert room. It's a COG and a last 5 weeks, what happened, and that way you could do scalp swing or swing trading, things like that. And a couple of catalysts we're going to introduce you. So there's a bunch of things I want to talk about it. But before I go further, as I'm regulated, we are bound to read the disclaimer. However, it happened to be, as my company's registered, we are required more than disclaimers. So don't get tired, but it is a process. But what we want to let you know that the copies are available on the magictrader.com site, Magic Trader group, as well as with Metastock, they have disclaimers. So what we're going to do, we are going to brief them, just most important points out of that, and go faster as much as I can. So this way we have more time for doing Magic Trader stuff. So let's get started with the disclaimer. And I'm going to go fast, so be patient. Don't get frustrated. But it's a process. We have to do it. So everybody should know that I'm not an advisor, neither I'm a lawyer, neither I'm an accountant. We don't give any recommendations to buy, hold, or sell securities. You could trade at your own risk. And please consult your investment advisor. Past performance is not indicative of future results, and results may vary from time to time with the same securities. And all the securities are risky to trade, and it involves a lot of risk. So you should only trade with risk capital. There are high risk in trading instruments, so only genuine risk fund which you could afford to lose should be used, so your lifestyle doesn't get challenged. And there is no trading system is designed which is 100% perfect, and that includes Magic Trader also. Now CFTC rule 4.41, these results we're going to see today falls in the hypothetical performance results or stimulated results, and they have limitations, and those results cannot be duplicated. And past performance is not indicative of future results. And any testimonials you're going to hear from today, probably some people in the audience are from my alert room or current subscriber, but that doesn't mean their performance you could go and duplicate it. It varies from trader to trader, and there are a lot of factors are involved. In hindsight, they all look good, but that doesn't mean you could repeat them. We often talk about disclaimer, as well as Magic Trader has calls and puts option symbols. So options are risky. Some of the options you could lose more money than what you invested in some strategies. So you got to be very careful. You could visit OCC site and get a copy of the disclosure and supplement for your own risk tolerance and risk assessment. Now, there is no investment advice. We give our professional advice, and all securities are risky, so you should be aware of that risk. Now, my company has a bunch of patents, right? And we are the inventors, and basically we have copyrights and a lot of trademarks, service marks. So please respect our intellectual property rights. Now, this act, Felony Streaming Act, came last year. Other presidents signed it. So please try to understand the copyright laws. Now, all these discussions and testimonials are false under hypothetical, and they are not typical. This is my company's license number, NFN ID 352991, and we are regulated by CFTC. Now, we also get royalty from Metastock, so we have to disclose according to the FTC regulations, so we are disclosing that. So let's talk about what our goal is for this webinar. Our goal for this webinar is to learn how to pick and manage 5 ingredients. Just like in kitchen, when you go and want to cook something, you need some ingredients, right? So everybody in their house has a salt, pepper, whatever, right? So we pick up the base ingredients for any food. So say for instance, in a Wall Street kitchen, we need 5 of those, right, to cook the trade. That's what I see it. And we identified most 5 important ingredients to cook the good trades on Wall Street side, just like kitchen. So other goals I have is to introduce you a technology which we started using with first client was Bear Stearns, right? And that's where I went on a rescue mission with one of the fund manager, right? And the fund manager also was losing money. This is before Bear Stearns went out of business. So all the fund managers were losing millions and millions of dollars. So I got a phone call that I need somebody to help this fund manager. So for the first time Magic Trader was even rolled out. Actually, I was using for myself, but not on a commercial end. So we put it to work, and the results were extraordinary. That doesn't mean everything will be always, but I was shocked myself because I was never exposed to the large amount of portfolio such as this fund manager was handling. And it was a challenge because of new technology, and I don't know what the hell I'm doing in portfolio correction, which I told him that according to me, I could fix it. And 15 days it took me with him, right? He's pulling trigger, not me, but I'm telling from the chart what to do, right? And we fixed all the problem. And he was the only on a record had a positive portfolio. So that gave me a boost. Whoa, this is something what I figured out. And he was experienced trader even back there, right? So that's how the journey started. So what we're trying to do, we're trying to now expose the little guys with this technology. The technology has been used since 2006, and the most important thing always was these 5 ingredients. And that's what minimum you learn, and that can put you, you know, better spot in trading, but there is no guarantee you will always make money. So there are other factors involved, such as your emotion, not pulling trigger on time after the fact, things like that. So those are more important besides the technology, and that's what will create the success. But we cannot use guarantee word. So nobody can guarantee any kind of profit according to the law. So we don't do it. I get in trouble. So such as 5 ingredients, what you see in a kitchen here, right here. So those kind of 5 ingredients in traditional kitchen. So we have such 5 ingredients on a Wall Street side, just like Wall Street kitchen. So I'll explain to you. If you have gone to the high school, at least this is easy to recognize on a chart. So you focus on these 5 things, right? And that's what you have to concentrate. Magic Trader is like an ocean and galaxy combined because it is meant for originally for professional traders. So we try to give you the institutional slash professional trader version to use in retail. So eventually we'll get it what they're doing it. And we have a really some of the people can start writing so Jeff can read whenever he has a time. We have a fun watching institution taking position because now I have many proofs I have shown already and recorded that when institutions are buying two like a block trade, it is going to show up here. And it has happened so many times, we could see it. So this is going on for last 16, 17 years. For me, it's another day. And that's how I used to call all the money managers that, hey, did you take the position? We see you bought New Zealand dollar. And the guy from Citibank said, how come you don't know? Right? I said, my software shows me. That's how we started testing back in days in real time. And now people in my room see real time. And some people who are eyewitnessing, please put down the honest truth. Have you seen this? On not one time, many times. So I have fun doing that. So now let's start with the kindergarten here. So this thick line, vertical line, is the number one ingredient. So when you see this kind of vertical line, thick one, that means we are in. Then you see two horizontal lines. One is purple and one is blue. And now I'm going to show you where it is. So you don't get confused, but right now focus on just lines. And third line is a dotted line. We put one under one umbrella, all three of them under 2A, 2B, 2C. That makes it number two. So if they are parallel, we are in. That means we're good to go. Third one is like a dotted triangle. It doesn't have a base, but it's like a triangle. So we make it simple. Dotted triangle. We call that as a spike. So you see on a chart, that means we are in and it has a green color. So we give that as a number three requirements. And the fourth one is little small line, thin line. So we call as a health, what do you call HE kind of designation. So it is a pure health indication, means inside is a pure health at that time. Body looks good, Wall Street security inside is good. So we're good to go. That's number four. And this is a horizontal time risk. Metastock, we got spoiled with name ribbon, but it is a horizontal time risk with the magic trader. So they have a color green, so we are in. So that's what you need to recognize. And once you see them, you're good to go. And you could mix match few of them at a time. The best one is to have all five matching. And that time you're going to see the outcome of that trade. They line up 100%. And that's what you're looking for. But if it doesn't line up, there are two or three matching, then you're good to go. So that's how we trading it. And don't make difficult, make it simple. So now the Magic Trader is a multi-dimensional risk analysis software. It is not based on so much into technical, but we went into creating from almost scratch, which was never done. That's why we wound up in patterns. And it is 8-dimensional system, multi-dimensional. So we got the pattern, and including I used to use Fibonacci, but I found a better way of doing it. So we call it a magic zone line. So we got the pattern for that too. So we have a more adaptive, dynamic data, and it automatically forecasts the upcoming levels where security is going to go. And that also changed the way we always trade. So now I have a peace of mind that I don't have to put Fibonacci, and I have a better way of finding those accurate levels. But people can dispute anytime you want, but it is so far working. And some of the traders in the room can tell it goes there. It automatically goes there. So basically, we have a fun doing it. So the pinpoint entries, many people claim, but our pinpoint entries are at the lowest risk. So your drawdowns are minimized. We can't guarantee 100% drawdown, but people in a room and using it, they do it correctly. They know once you find and identify those pinpoint entries, right? Risk is low and hardly they will have a drawdown, but we cannot guarantee you. So that was also a big help. I got it for myself when I designed it because that's what I was looking for. So it's just a risk-based software. It has a bunch of things here. You could read yourself, risk management, risk assessment, identify them, analyze them, control them, transfer. So there's so many things involved which trader can use it if they want to use it. But in the beginning, stay with 5 ingredients. And eventually you graduate from there, then you play with other things like people in a room have a fun every day finding new ways of trading and they can't get enough. And Magic Trader provide that. But in the beginning, keep it simple is better. So the whole design, I'll take 1 minute to explain to you, and you could read it later on. So the software was designed based on believeness. So when everybody cumulatively believe that we got to pull the trigger in a long direction, software somehow put it together, sense it, and gives you signal accordingly. When people think that we got to sell up this market, then you could go and see, right, those indication on a chart. So what I did it, I wanted to know a line in a sand, right, where on one side we going bullish and one side we going bearish. So make it simple. And another way I wanted to do it, I wanted to create a kind of trailing stop, but use the same line with a different configuration. It gives me traditional way of whatever the moving average, but this is different than every design you ever seen. But this also can work as a trailing stop line. So we accomplished that also with Magic Trader, and that's how it actually started. Line in the sand. When people believe on one side we're going long, and on the other side we're going short. And I wanted to make it simple, so I don't have to do all the calculations and things like that. So that's what it was designed. And then everything was designed around that two lines. So this way it becomes part of your trading life. So I'll give you a little bit about my daughter and I introduction. So my daughter was very young when we started. We really started designing when we released FXDA, right? Because I was going on a trip with Kelly, Jeff, and I had hardly a time. So in nighttime, I have a hard time sleeping. What do? You analyze, right? That's what is my passion. So in the nighttime, 2 o'clock, I'm analyzing things. It takes me 2, 3 hours, and then by the time I send it to broker, right? I call him in, or send him by email. It was draining me down, and I had so much responsibility. We going city after city, 3, 4 cities per week, traveling all over the country. Then couple of other countries. So I did it for many years, and it came to a point there got to be some better way of doing it, and that's what I designed it. I spoke to my daughter. She started putting things together for me while I was traveling, and then we started putting pieces together. All the technical analysis, which I was repeating, and I wanted to do it better way. What I learned on the institution side when I work as a professional trader. So this poor girl killed herself, but uh, put so much time because she likes those colors, and we wind up having 10,000 different items in a pattern filing. 10,000, because when we add those numbers, right, it was mind-boggling. Lawyers freak out too. But bottom line, we still wanted to trade a simple way. And what you see in a version is good enough to do trade professionally, right? So we got so many things we designed, but we don't need to learn everything. So her background is also, she's licensed with CFTC. She works for Goldman Sachs. She has a Series 3 and 34. And I also have the same license. And I had a Series 763 when I was institutionally trading on a Wall Street, right? So I had to get the license and doing mergers, acquisition, things like that. And I traded with major firms, right? One of them was AB Watley, On-Site Trading, JPR Capital, a bunch of companies like that. So, and I had a very good time. I at least lasted for a couple of years there. Most people get fired within first week. So at least I lasted there. So I enjoyed there, right? So then I had a stroke, so I had to calm down, and a lot of things changed after that. So I'm okay, so don't worry about it. But it puts you really in a position that your life is more important than ambition and desire. It's not about money. It never was about money with me, but I could do this thing, impossible thing, kind of challenge myself and work very hard to get there. And I have accomplished a lot of things which normally is hard to accomplish. So many industry, not only on Wall Street. So that's the way my mentality works. So, but that doesn't mean that you got to do this thing. You do a few things and be happy. That's what I learned after the stroke. You can't do everything. That's what I learned hard way. So now again, I'm going to show you how this five ingredients looks like for bearish side. So do bullish side. So it's the same thing what I earlier talked about it, but we're going to talk a little bit about bearish side because market is going in bearish direction. We are all bullish mentality, including myself. But on our currency side, I like to short. I used to short euro, unbelievable amount of risk I was taking. Today, I will not do that. But I had a fun and a lot of accomplishments in that side too. That's how I wound up with the first product because I was already trading. I was one of the first few, right, 20 traders trading currencies when it was allowed in the retail side. So I had a fun for currency. I still do it. I love it, but there's so much you could do today. And I'm getting older. So this is the same way like this line, what you looked at here is opposite color. So only difference here is this dotted line is above it. These two lines, parallel lines, are below the dotted line. We're going to show you on a chart. This is the same spike as a bullish spike. Here is a triangle, bearish triangle. Green vertical line versus red vertical line. Horizontal risk green HDR is HDR2, here HDR1. So it's a basic things to recognize on a chart without making large project in trading. So another thing I revealed the secret a couple months ago. So I want you to know. So it is true that we need 5 ingredients. However, you could trade with 3 and 1 catalyst. Catalyst is the places where institution takes place. And people in the audience can tell because we took institutional data and they think it was already told 2 years back that you could see institution coming in those colors, yellow colors, turquoise color, and black color where it get neutralized. But you need institution money to reverse the trend and change the trend. So these 3 we put them as a catalyst. Once you have that in a place, right, you have something happening with a low risk. And this was a breakthrough. Right? I wanted to know pinpointing where is the point where institutions are coming. We need their help to reverse the trend or give me a booster. And we have a fun even looking at institutional data when they're taking position and we have a yellow bar going here, right? But that doesn't mean it's guaranteed. But what we're doing here for somebody who asked me question right in the Metasta couple months ago. So I had it, but now I went out of my way, made a few phone calls, and get some data for a few weeks and show to people in real time. So we don't want to make claims which are not correct, but this is how it was designed in the first place because I was one of them on the other side, right? When people were retail trading and we were doing opposite what retails are doing. So no big deal, but we have fun watching them. That's what it is. And some of the people who are here, please say clearly, did you eyewitness or not? And Jeff later on is going to read that yes, institutions were taking position when yellow bar or turquoise bar coming in, right? And neutralization coming in when they neutralize the trade on the opposite side. Then you're going short and they're going to neutralize and go long. That's how it works. So what we need to do in order to find this whole 5 ingredients, we need tools, hunting tools here. So just like when we go hunting, we have a couple of tools. Magic Trade has its own hunting tools. Thanks to Jeff Gibby and programmers, they allowed us to do a lot of exploration. Normally, they only are happy with 4 or 5 of them. I said, no, we got to give it to all the tools to all the traders so they have hundreds and hundreds of opportunities every day, right? And people are seeing it. You want to trade options, you have a bunch of those. You want to trade with magic lines, you have, so you could find a line in a sand, right? And be happy with that. So you have a plenty strategy with this exploration. You could master it, right? Besides your fine ingredients. So these are two fine ingredients, major exploration. That itself will keep you busy forever, forever, because there is always something matching, either 3, 5 with the catalyst or 3 in catalyst. So you have a lot of opportunity. That's what I wanted to establish in this design. So I have trades every day whenever I want to do it or whenever I want to do the trade. I scan it, I'm good to go. Now let's dive into a couple of charts, right? So I'm going to jump in there and you jump with me. So hopefully you guys are ready. So what I did, first of all, the hunting tools. You want to find a trade without doing too much technical analysis. That's the goal of designing this 12 column exploration. So it is very simple. It looks like a big thing, but it's not a big thing. So you select this fine gradient exploration. This is the date of exploration when I wanted to see weekly chart. So we did weekly chart because I like to see bigger time frame. I always wanted to see what they're doing it. So this way, my trade on an entry side have a least amount of the drawdowns, or I don't get challenged much. So I don't want to be hero. I want to be with the big guys. So that's what institution does monthly and weekly. They always look for those, right? If you don't, then you're fooling yourself. You don't need to analyze, but at least they're where they're going, and it's so simple. So we're gonna show you on a real time later. Right, so let's explain a little bit. So these are 5 ingredients: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the actual copy of the exploration. So what you see, you're going to get it on a software. So 5 ingredients, right? When they match, they give you a number, right? One here, one here, one here. Same way here. Look, 5 matching: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? And we have a catalyst, yellow bar, good to go. Now we are in. So you could enter into the close, or you could look at this one and you could look at the daily chart and 60 chart to enter like a more precisely, but at least big guy is on your side, means on your side. So now if you are an option trader, which I'd like to do bigger time frame matching, because I will go at least 45 days to 60 days, right? At least, so I don't get in trouble and I could take full advantage. But sometimes depends upon strategy. You could go less time, depends upon strategy. Okay, keep in mind. So don't make it as a general rule, right? But I prefer bigger picture all the time. So here in this case, Cobalt or COG had all 5 ingredients on week of 9-3, 9-3, boom. So this way, I know I have a least amount of the risk in the trade. Same thing happened with this CRVS, also had a 5 ingredients. So you find 1 or 2 trade and be happy. You could do same thing with all time frame. Don't ask me to do on 1 minute because too much data, too much. By the time you scan it, it's too late. So I like to stay right myself daily, 60, and weekly and monthly. I do it and I make a custom list, right, for a monthly. So I always scan every single thing on a monthly matching and write it down. This is a very good way of keeping you out of trouble. So what we're trying to do, multiple time frame on your side. So instead of going in opposite direction, you go in a direction where big guys are. That's the idea. Unless you want to be a scalper, so that's a different story. You scalp looking at 60, 15, probably maybe some people do at 1 minute. I like to do at least 5 minutes, otherwise I go nuts every second. I don't want to have a heart attacks. Right? But it depends. So if you're trading futures, I still prefer 5 minutes. That's what I'm used to. But on an institution side, we always trade with 60 minutes and 15 minutes. And maybe once in a while, we go on a 5 minute. So depends upon what you want. So everybody should know now how to find these 5 ingredients and catalysts. So sometimes you're going to see all 3 will show up. On an outside, it's only say yellow bar because that's the preference I give it to. But behind the scene, you have turquoise bar as well as, so this is very huge. That means they neutralize the opposite direction completely. They're in a hurry and they are having multi-confirmation at once in one single candle. So it's yellow, but behind the scene it's a turquoise and neutral. If that happens, you have least amount of worry in your trading. So Magic Trader allows you to do such wonderful thing and with least amount of drawdowns, right? Unless somebody died, like I'm not saying some heavy figure in a country died, right? Such as president or something, then everything will go wrong in a second. But nothing we could do about it. You got to expect that, right? That's why you have stops or mental stops. So what I did it, I bring to you the same color hue just so right in here, so you get used to before we pull out the chart. So that's the same vertical line, the two parallel lines. I didn't put the dotted line because it's understood that we have to be above dotted line. So dotted line should be somewhere here, right? And then this spike, and then this thin line, and horizontal time race. And this yellow color candle came because it is number one here. So you can't make much mistake. It's already here. It says cat YB, catalyst Y. Yeah, Y means yellow, right? So we BM is bar, right? So we or candle doesn't matter. We are used to back in old days. Everything is a bar. I learned from one of the programmer from Metastack when I designed the first one. Even though I said candle, I said no, it's bar. Okay, bar. Because that's what we were doing when in the old days. When I like candlestick from day one, but everybody else in Wall Street looking at bar chart, and I got spoiled by Steve Nissan. All right, so I took a chart, right? So let's see. Once you see the chart, your focus should be like eagle eye, right? Here, look at the vertical line right here. Okay, that's number one. Number two, the purple line, its value at 4 right here. So that's good. This is blue line, its value 1. So in a little bit, it's going to go horizontal. So you don't need to wait for horizontal line, but you understood from this one, the value is 1 for the blue line, right? And there is a purple line. So we're good to go. Number 2 matching. Then number 3 is a spike. The way in which it is designed is a little bit different than what normally Metastock customers are used to. And there is a supplement available. So please read through it. It is designed in a way it gives you earlier heads up. So it got picked up in the scan. So I know the spike is forming. So I also use to my advantage. So half of the spike is as good as, but there is a way to interpret that. But spike is forming, they give me heads up that I could go long. And then this came in, which is a pure hell. So internals are good. So the way in which it is a 5 ingredients, but they are in making. So I will wait until about this line in the sand, close about the red line in this case, and it is a yellow bar, catalyst is there. So I could take the position at the close, which was 1781, write it down. So even though it is traveling a little bit better than magic line level, but go and at the close, I like to take entry at the close and sell it at open when all the immatures comes in, most of them. So we sell it up everything at the open and buy at the close, because we used to place the order to New York Stock Exchange, the specialists, right, at 3:45 to 4 o'clock. So we could get good price from them, right? Because I used to love to do that. Go to the specialists, and they used to give those prices. So we get a better feel. So we all place an order of millions of dollars, right, at the close. I never remember buying anything in open. Never. We were not allowed anyway. You sell it at open. That's what they say. The bosses will reprimand me if I do that. So now as you say, I will go back. I think that's better because I forgot to show you. Okay, on a week of 9/3, there was an entry at the close, right? So this week, right, is 9/3. So a week later, right, this is good for swing trader, this exercise. So people don't go heart attack every second chart goes up and down, and people who are part-timer or doing work for somebody. But if you can see, even though on a first chart, there was a bull there with the white yellow color and call plus plus. That means it has a higher strength. That's what it means. And the manual says everything about the bull, different kind of bull. This is a big bull, right? So it's strong there. So we have a strong force going on. So we enter already the second week. Look what happened. It went up. There's no guarantee, but parallel lines become parallel because the value was correct, right? So at the open, there was a little bit what you call drawdown here, right? But it went up, right? Because in option trading, you need some flexibility. You got one. So we moved up on a week of 9/10. So now let's move forward. On a third week, look, number one, number two, number three. On a 9/17, it moved up a little bit, right? So values are right here. We could see here another was 17, 18 bucks. Now we are up to 20 and a half or something like that, right? So if you are an option trader and you've been trading live option, you know what that means, right? $3, $4 is a lot of money. This is $20 stock. Now I skip 1 week because everybody gets it. This is the fourth week, and the fifth week, even it went jump, gap up. Look at this here. This is the current week, right? And I screenshot on a 9/27 because I had to have a time. I didn't get chance, but you know, look at it in a live, right? What happened? So basically, you could see here close was 22.78, close was 17.81. Even though we did not, what it took the position earlier in the week, we did it on a Friday here. This is hypothetical, right? Even though if it is true, that doesn't mean everything is going to be the same way. But I'm giving an idea, right? What the software does when everything lining. Look, everything is matching. The vertical line, two parallel lines, right? Triangle, this one, and a ribbon or horizontal time risk. And results are very obvious. It's 17, 18 bucks, making in 5 weeks, right? 22 bucks. So it's about $4 and some change. It's in front of you. You find a couple of trades using this method, and hopefully you make a lot of money. Right? And you could lose money too because this is a market. You are in position, market turns around, everything upside down, and you're still holding the bag, and you could lose money, right? It can come down right underneath here in 1 day. This is market, thousand points down, Dow. Something happened, right? So tomorrow is a day. Be careful. So what I did, I took another example for exit because some people, oh, when can we exit? I took another example, right? So this way you don't get bored. Same thing, look here, yellow bar, vertical line, two lines parallel, right? Then this pure health and a ribbon or horizontal time risk. Good to go. You enter here and keep on going, exit. So when you get PB sign, it's a reversal sign. Then there is a spike in opposite direction. You could use that as an exit. I don't like to go underneath. I just get out and pull back, and I don't want to deal with it, right? So this way I trade it because I'm scared. I learned from money is on table. Why don't you take it? You can always go back. Right? You could always go back if you want to. So take the money and run. And sometimes I get distracted. Then I really get not too happy because phone calls, distractions, right? So I'm trying to avoid this distraction because I got to run multiple businesses. So I get distracted. But that's my fault. But I'm trying to tell you, you have a better chances than I do because I'm away from the desk. I'm not watching. I'm on a phone call, and thing happens. But the idea here is I will not stay in a trade once it goes below this magic line. That's a no. And look here, vertical line came in. You should get the hell out of it. So that's what the exit is. Somebody in previous this webinar, they asked that question. So I put it on a slide so they could visualize it. That was the whole idea. So now let's go and have a chart trip, right? And we're going to get started. It's not the end, but I just want to show you the live chart, a couple of them, and questions and answer, right? So then Jeff is going to talk in a few minutes. So let's see here. Can you see my chart here? Jeff, can you tell me if you can see the chart?
Yeah, it's coming through.
All right. So this is the same thing which we saw, but this will visualize you a better idea. And I want to show you a couple of things. And we could also take some of your security. I could look at that for you. No buy and sell recommendation. So please do not ask me, can I buy or sell? I will analyze. I could analyze, right? But I cannot tell you buy here and sell there. I get in trouble, right? So I'm willing to help some people, right, to analyze for you using the technology. Only thing what I could tell you, what I see on a chart, and you got to make that decision. So please try not to ask me indirect question. Can I buy there? Can I say? It leads into that. Then I really try to avoid those because I'm not licensed to do so, and I'm not your investment advisor. So please respect that. So let's see here in a front. So this is my setup, right? I don't have more or less smaller setup. I love this thing because I need to see what's going on in every time frame. So how you do monthly, weekly, right, daily, and 60. It takes me less than 30 seconds to know whether it is interest of me or not. But how you do that? You need a practice. So I flip lots of charts, 30 to 40 in 5 minutes, right? Maybe 400 sometimes in an hour. And I'm on a phone with people and I'm watching, right? I'm flipping the chart. So it's very easy with Metastock to flip the charts. It's very easy. I have my custom list, right? And let me show you custom list. So this way you get an idea. So how many custom lists are? Look, at any given time, look, all the what do you call ETFs, which are optionable, I have a separate list, right? Plus Metastock also did a great job. It helps me all 4,000 optionable stock. I don't trade anything 99% without option. So I could hedge that, right? Because that's what I learned on a prop desk, right? You take the long position, then you hedge your portfolio with options, or you could do spread trades. In this environment, I don't like to do call option, but sometimes if institutions are taking position, I am taking it. But don't try to play that game. You get in trouble, you got to know how to fix it. They got money, you don't, and I don't. But I know how to fix it. So sometimes it takes a lot of guts to fix it. So everybody who's trading options, if they don't know how to fix it, they will tell you. Institution guys will tell you, or experience, without fixing, you wind up losing more money. So everybody gets in trouble. Trust me when I'm telling you. Trading option, because you're fighting against time. It's not like a stock. So I just want to give you some idea about other things besides Magic Trader, because we are traders. Magic Trader is a kind of vehicle for me to get there to save my time. So like, give you an idea. I look at this one, I see yellow bar and a bull. I'm in, and I eyeball it. I don't need to count this and that. If it is too much congested, I stay out of it because I don't want to get involved, because that's how I get in trouble. Now, second thing I want to tell you, when this matches, look here. When this matches, look at here. The bull was there on a daily chart, and B candle, which were the institutions, were there. Look here, this is the Turkish bar, sorry. And then look at here, institutions were there. And one thing I want to reveal here, which Metastock was very nice to me, even though it was not agreed, I tried to sneak in the forecasting tool, thanks to Jeff Givey. It was not in a plan. And look here what it was telling me here. Magic Trader earlier highs in earlier time is telling me we're going to the moon. And there is a risk designator here, 3.2. 3 is the symbol, is a designation of the risk. And 2 risk on a scale of 1 to 6. Number 2 risk, very low risk. So look at here, drawdown. There is no drawdown because the risk is very low and software finds by itself. You don't need to draw horizontal lines and vertical lines and triangle and this and that. We don't need all this stuff. I did all my life. That's what I was teaching for Reuters. I don't need those things to do. We found another way when people really want to buy, which is those 2 lines, line in a sand, right? So these are not your regular lines. Each time frame has its own customized. If it was your regular lines, what you're using for years, right? We don't even use that. Every single is customized because this is the way it works. Otherwise, it won't work accurately. So this lines design is different than this line. If I change into 240, look here, 240 has a different way of doing things. Look, these lines are curly. You're going to see it. Look here. This is not the actual line. I shortcut it, so I don't have to install 240, but they are similar looking. What happened to those regular lines you're looking at? Why it is? Because that's the way calculation works. There's a reason why they're working this way. So that tells you these are not the lines you normally use, right? So it's a different way of looking at the picture, right? So this is the smooth one, and these are the natural lines. We don't use smoothing and this and that. We don't use those things. This is what it is. This is what it is. So that gives you an idea. So people in their mind manipulating that, oh, that look like those whatever lines you're using. I don't want to say to make Jeff upset here. So I just want to tell you these lines are not the one you normally use, which is fair. And now, just want to give you an idea. These are we call magic zone level. They are not Fibonacci's. You could see they change, they adjust themselves, they're adaptive, and it forecasts the levels. So I look at that, okay, let me enlarge this one so get an idea about trading here. And meanwhile, if somebody can tell me what the stocks they want me to look at, I will be glad to look at that. So look at here. It is very simple, and you could plot this one. It's a universal. So you could take the same one. It will do the calculation by itself on every time frame. Look, it changes. They are not Fibonacci's, right? They are all horizontal, right? This they expand it, right? And the levels are forecasted, and it reaches there eventually. Look, it was forecasted it's going to go this level. It meets somewhere here. So normally that's how it works. And they are just this, and you could look at it as you go along. So say for instance, like here. Let's see here. So right here, they talk about this level, stabilized level is like second level is whatever the number is, 18.84. It goes horizontal. We were here. Look what happened. Eventually, they can come here and stop right there. They broke down there and they went back. So that's normal in trading. So they stop out. It's a bunch of people, right, who are in that trade. But look at here. This was forecasted also, and it meet that level and more in here. So this automatically adjusts it, and once it breaks it, we keep on going. So, and look at the health indicator, won't budge until here. So you look at this health indicator, there is nothing is telling me to get out, so I want to get out. Stay in a trade, right? Look at here how cute it is. It matches here, here matches, green horizontal line, and we're good to go. And health is not budging. We don't budge. So you buy somewhere options here or buy security here. And it was telling me going to the moon. Look here. It's telling me risk is low. Who's buying? Institutions are buying. Look at here. Then you got to believe in this software, right? And everything is in front of you. Then you, as a human, and I, as a human, deviate things. Software cannot help you. Look here, how many times it tells me? 1, 2, 3 times we're going to the moon. Here it's telling me we're going to the moon. Here it's telling me, and who's buying? Institutions. Look here, new life started, yellow bar, new life. And they're telling right away we're going to the moon. High risk, but look at here. Look at here. Look at here. And look here, this A1 is institution. Thanks to Jeff Gabby, we added at the last moment institutional setups. And look, it gapped up. You can't make things up. It's there. Look at here. Keep on going. So this is how it is. Jeff, I would like to take some questions and basically.
We don't, Peter, we don't have any questions, but we have 2 symbol requests.
Okay, which one is that?
Syed would like to look at OEG.
Okay.
And Chuck wants to look at Amazon, AMZN.
AMZN, let me write it down. What was the first one?
The first one is OEG.
OEG. And second one?
Oscar Edward Gregory, OEG.
Right. And
then Amazon, AMZN.
All right. Did anybody in the room put the comments there that they eyewitnessed those things?
Let's see. Dakari came in and he said, we have truly seen the power of Magic Trader in real time.
Well, how about the institution? Did he wrote it?
Yeah, he did. He said, we saw actual institutions in action as soon as the yellow bar appeared. It's truly amazing.
So we don't make things up here. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Okay, so let's see. First guy, OEG.
OEG.
Yeah.
Correct.
So what I do, I put this symbol and I like to see what is out there in a bigger picture, right? So I'll do so look at here. This fall below magic line and there is a bear there. Look here, direction, overall direction, red, everything red, no good, right? Bigger picture, no good. Weekly, doing the same thing, no good. In fact, they're doing consolidation, they're fighting here, right? But overall, it's telling we're going down, right? Now here is a mixed symbol, they're fighting here. Look, you could see here, right? So in my opinion, once it breaks this one, we going. But I could tell you that institution tried to stop the bleeding, right? You could see here, they tried to bring it up, right? And Turkish bar, and they're fighting. So I would stay away from this thing. When there's a confusion like this, fighting going on, we stay out of it, right? Even though in a bearish direction, because look here, they're fighting here. Not worth it to go inside. Now, look here, the smaller picture on a 60-minute. All this thing is E candles, right? Where the institutions really stepping in, right, on that trading days. So they started taking position to short it. That's the best I could tell you. And let's see the forecasting business. Okay, now here, look, when on 28 at 10 o'clock on a 60-minute, it was telling me we're going to make new low, earlier lows. Earlier, it's telling me going down. Did we went down? Yes, we did. Now, same thing here, right? We going down? Yes, we did. Right? These are the institutional setup, B1, B1. We going down. Bearish. Here, what it tells you, we going down. Now, E candle come in. We going down. We going down. We going down. So right now is kind of, we don't use this kind of oversold because there is a possibility they will do consolidation. If the news tomorrow is bad, it's going to boom right here. And the levels are predetermined by the software, 2.87. It's a small stock, but the stock is a stock. But look at here, fire hose connection here. So we have a fire hose pointing down. This is coming in a line. This is already there. So overall, I don't like to see security having red lights here. You know, here weekly when it was telling we going down. Let's see. It was telling right here on this day we going down the direction. It was on 312 that we going down. They're trying to buy it because it's cheap probably, but we're drifting down slowly. So it is true that there are a bunch of people wants to go long, but we are below magic line. That's what is bottom line. So you got to close above it, and there is a method to the madness. Looking at this magic line, has to be having Bailey form and close it at one point or very close to the top. So yeah, they try to go up, but they also sell it off. So overall, everything is leading to we going down. Even though this is showing bullish kind of bear flag practically to the bigger times. However, I will tell you honestly, these two lines are parallel. Until they don't go up like these, this will be, going sideways or going in a range. That's what is happening here, going in a range. That's what I would say. And everywhere, look here, they're going in a range, but direction is downward. So you don't need to be scientists to do analytical work. You look at it, look, very simple. Here, red, 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 right? Until you get a large neutralization, situation will be like this. So they have to neutralize or switch to the bull side with a huge volume. We don't even use volume, but Metastock customers are all talking volume. I'll be honest with you, all these years I don't even use volume anymore. But Metastock people likes volume, and that was one of the things I had to prove to the patent process, right? That they said, "You're using any volume?" I said, "No, I don't need to." Why not? I said, "I don't need it." That was in my interview. The guy asked me, "Why?" I don't need it because chart tells you the story, right? That's what I go for it. But it helps actually, me being on an institution side, large volume helps, right? You need a force. So we have another force here recognizing this way, right? I don't know. Look here. I just noticed volume was high here because I know it. It automatically picks it up, yellow bar. Institutions, whenever they are, hey, there is a high volume, so I need a volume for. But if it helps, so we put it into your Explorer, right? So I never had any Explorer for volume. I added at the release, actually, the last moment. All right, now let's see Amazon, AMCN. I want to give you some of the insight. Hedge funds, right? Institution don't like to trade or they have no interest in a smaller stock. However, some do, but in general, I'm talking about. So I like to do trades where liquidity is, right? And anything less than 500,000, I don't even look at that. I prefer in this environment at least million stocks. So I don't have to go in a whipsaw business where there is a liquidity and find the ETFs which has a very low spread, which is $1, and they have a lot of liquidity. That will help you to stay out of trouble. Cheaper the stock, you need more volume. That will really change the aggravation you have it. So let's see. Here, Amazon has a negativity. Look at here. But we are not below it in bigger picture. So I always look at the bigger picture. Trend is up technically. Here, trend is up, but near-term picture is bearish development, right? Because it fall below magic line. Now look at the clear picture. Daily fall below magic line, so it's bearish. So whatever you guys doing, if buying put, good for you, right? But institution try to do it in a right. I learned from the best, right? Our friend Linda, they're making bear flags, right? Institution try to go up, and believe me or not, if they are an institution, that doesn't mean they know everything. Trust me. right? They have different reasons to go long than you do because they have large option positions, right? And in opposite direction. So they got to fix it or market maker. So it's just so many things involved behind the scene, right? The market maker has to buy the stock if you're buying too many calls. So they're buying it, but it didn't hold the price. Same thing happened today. The what do you call S&P future could not hold for last 3 days. So what that means, they're going to be sell up and they're put up tomorrow. There is a big debate for this debt ceiling. I don't know why they're making such a big project. The important, in my opinion, is the job numbers. So tomorrow is anxiety day and debt ceiling, and there will be shut down, this and that. So that's putting pressure on everybody, and they're selling off. And there are key levels. Nasdaq, what do you call S&P future broke it, and this is the channel. It was going for 10, 11 months channel. Right, that channel is broken. I don't follow channel, but this looks like a channel since March at least, right? So they broke out of the channel, so there is a sell-off going on. So until that is not resolved, market will be like this. That's my opinion,
All right.
not the advice. So
I have a couple
Amazon
more
also
symbols.
looked weak. Look here, yeah, fire hose. It's getting to a fire hose connection here. Fire hose. So overall trend in a bigger picture, Amazon is an uptrend. Hopefully weekly don't flip. Daily already flipped. So near-term picture, be careful if you're going long.
All right, I got a couple more for you, Peter.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
This one's from YouTube. Will Edit wants to look at DVN, which is actually
it's a good stock. Yeah, it's a good stock.
Both me and Greg bought this one last week, so
Yeah,
I'm interested
it's a
to
good
see what you have
stock.
to say. Okay.
I will have open, clear bias. Doesn't matter you bought it or not. Looks good. Look at here on the left. Don't look at the smaller picture ever first, right? I look at it here. Look, why is Magic Line going to the moon, right? There are forecasting after forecasting. What that tells you, we're going to the moon, right? Look at weekly, going to the moon. And here it's selling going to the moon. But I will tell you, Jeff, one thing also, right? We call it a risk reversion area that came from institution experience. I have it. They divert back to mean, or they pull these lines, believers, to closest to the top side. But this angle of that magic line is telling me this damn thing is heated up. There is no tomorrow. That's what they're feeling. Now, look, the matching here, right? And there was a little pullback. And today, even though the market was crazy, right? Look what they're telling you. And institutions set up. And look at here, we're going to the moon. Look, moon ride. Health is so good here. Health is good. And is there any room? Yes, you do. Let me be honest with you. Monthly don't flip easy. And when they go up to 7, 8. Here, look at weekly. There's a lot of juice left. This is like a little shallow retracement. And they're back in business again. They're forecasting going down, but they're going to take a little profit because we are away from the mean. So you got to keep in mind when it goes too far, magic lines will try to match, but at one point they will come and touch them. So if you are missing the boat, wait for those opportunities who did not took the position. I'm not advising you, but this is based on a mean risk. So as you go further from the base, so base is here, right? The risk is there, but are we going to the right direction? Yes, you do. And what they do divergence and profit taking in this situation. It's not this line is telling you we're going completely opposite. We are right on the top of the mountain, and they have to flush, right? We call them sequence change. So they follow the sequence A, B, C, D, right? And that's what also I discover in a pattern. It's not just buying and selling. Buying has a 3-4 components, and when we add to advancement, there are more than that. But basically, there are 3 major components, which is type A, type B, and type C. So Type A is this color, dark, they call dark yellow candle. And then this is the B candle, bright green by definition, right? And then it's a regular C candle. That's what you see it. But technically, what I learned from institution side isn't only price is a buy, buy, buy. There are different components. So sectional price risk involved. So those sections, which this has a less risk because they are horizontally very clear. And then they, as you go further, more risk involved, and time wise also it hurts you. So time affects this risk. So eventually they got to pull back. So this is a great setup, great choice, both of you. And look at Magic Trader, Jeb, how long it was barking, we're going to the moon. Let me tell you, and make you a little bit unhappy here. Look, what is this month? It is 131. It was telling me going to the moon. And if you recently bought it, you are late in the game a little bit, but we're still forecasting higher. Imagine you follow these 2 consecutive months is telling me going to the moon. Look, then after there's no drawdown. And that's what I'm keep telling people. This wonderful invention has all in one. You just have to take time to learn it. Look, if you came in here, there's no come back. You're buying here, right? But technically it was telling you 3-4 months before. So I want you to be a little bit jealous about you yourself. So, but it is a good choice. I like it.
Okay. Well, I got a couple more for you. I think we have time for exactly 2 more too.
Okay, go ahead.
George would like to look at Dollar Tree, DLTR.
Oh, that was in news because we do sectional analytical work in the morning and send it to all the alert room guys. It was there.
Mm-hmm.
They're fantastic.
Yeah, it had a bit of a day today. And then after that, Tesla,
I want to tell you something. Jeff, the news came up today. I did not follow this one, but I know because I do sector analysis right in the morning. Look at here. Who was coming, Jeff? I ask you now. You learned a few minutes ago. Who comes there? In turkish bar, Dakari answered that question. Who comes there, Dakari? Why there is a turkish bar? Who was there? Who was buying? Dakari should give question answer. Hopefully answer. Jeff, the institution was buying or short covering or whatever they were doing, or somebody knew something in a controversy to the downtrend. And that Turkish bar was telling me this story at this short cover, and look what happened. So it gets leaked out. And you know, what do you call, let's see something here. Whoever asked that question, I want to give them some idea. Look here, how long it was cooking internally. Look here, somebody knew it. Look here, forecasting. Here, forecasting, right? There were some bearish fighting, but somebody knew something. At the last moment, this is the institutional setup. And that was done on 9/28, which was yesterday, exactly at 5 o'clock. So after our, right? Let's see here something. This is cute. Look, this is why you have to look at that. 9:20 at 6 p.m. Look, it was telling you at 6 p.m. where we going. Jeff, this is not amazing? Look at here, all ingredient matching after hours. What I was telling you. This is today, 10 o'clock, but before that, somebody knew something. I could look at from this chart and tell you. And software was doing its job. Look, it was telling you after hours that we're going to the moon. Damn it. Look at here. At 6 o'clock a.m. this morning. Somebody knew it. Look at here. You can't make things up. It's there. It's amazing. You have to trust the software. 5 ingredients in the morning. Oh, good to go. News came out here. Imagine you are here. Even at the open, you bought the option at the open. In that case, I will damn buy it. And this is the most liquid time to make a lot of money. You get it at the open in an hour or half an hour, you good to go. Bunch of money. This is cool. So whoever asked that question, hopefully he learns it. You apply the basics, and that's what you got to trust the software. Not because I designed it. Chart don't lie, right? Look, from all the way bottom to all the way top and more. It's unreal, real expansion of prices. Somebody knew it. I could tell you from the chart. What was the other one, Jeff?
The last one looks like Ghana wants to look at TSLA, Tesla, little Elon Musk company. Might have heard of it?
That is always a very lunatic stock, but it's on a fire too. We're going to put it on a side a little bit here. Okay. First of all, I look at the direction. What is the direction going? Long. Here, weekly matching? Yes, it does. It forecasting? Yes, it does. Daily matching, forecasting? Yes, it does. Right here, they just made a new high. They're breathing. Right? So this is whatever you call divergence or whatever name. I don't look at those oscillators. I don't even have one. Right? Here, look at here. Neutralize and a spike. Only thing what we're looking for is direction line. So watch out for that, and most likely they need to break this one up. So there is some issue about breaking this. So new entries cannot be done before we take this one out. That's what my answer. By the time you will get direction or bunch of, pure health here. There is no health is messed up here. That's what I right away know. And believe me or not, I traded every situation, then I try to fix it. And people in my room have seen me fixing. Right? I will take a challenge, I'll go and fix it. And it's a lot of work to fix it. But as a portfolio correction side of the business, right, you need to do that. So like institution have to take opposite position, or at least market maker has to take opposite position or hedge it with the futures, right? So it's painful job, and you got to be ahead of everybody. So in this case, I will not take this trade because it's a messy here. Health is messed up. We need a health like clean, like this, clean like that, right? There will be some of the, we call it profit taking or whatever, right? There are tons and tons of patterns if you want to trade with those patterns in a health indicator, but this is not the time we want to talk about it. And there's a method how to trade and visualize it, right? And look at here, these are additional tools you have it. They're facing to the upside, we're going higher, bigger picture. Always look at the bigger picture. So here also doing good job. So Tesla guy has to be patient here, not because it's cheap, right? Because it can come to the risk, min risk reversion area, even though it's forecasting. So there will be 3 of these, and risk is high. It tells you on a scale of 1 to 6, risk is high to get in there. Unless it breaks this one, I won't be getting in there. My personal opinion. You could see a clear fight, right? And then they're going. So basically, because of this 2 time frame, right? This will go horizontal. It's better, sometimes boring for a couple of days, couple of hours, and then break a new high. So they have to take, in a technical side, they have to take this high, that high. Unless that happens, nothing is happening. In a bigger picture, do they want to do it? Yes, they do. Where they're going to go on a technical trader side. These are highs, these are highs there. If you don't trust those, take those lines and plot it here, and they will tell you where we're going. Anybody else, any question?
Let's see. CRM from Ghana. Ghana would like to look at CRM.
This is one of the stock, I like it too. It's a pretty good stock, Salesforce, right?
Correct. Yes.
Let's see where it's standing in this chaos. Look at here, bigger picture. We're going long right here. There are no forecasters, so struggling. So hopefully it does. Once this is cleared up a little bit, it will start forecasting. Right now it's very preliminary, but sometimes it comes earlier. We don't know. Software does by itself. But here, look, there are institutional setup. So this is kind of, I don't know, a candlestick I don't teach anymore, but they kind of inside day or whatever day, but they're taking profits this week. That's what it looked like, pullbacks. And if you see here what they did it on a weekly chart, they come very close to the green magic line, right? They could take another week to test this line. So you got to watch out these two levels. And I'll give you those levels and hopefully it doesn't fall below the lower level. It is 267.68 and 259.85. So 84 means 85. If it closed below 259.85, we got a problem. So basically, another one minor picture here. It is forecasting. Look at this here. We're going higher, right? So they are doing the retracement. But as I told you, first of all, pay attention to this upper level. Hopefully it does not break it. And in form of daily, they do it is bad. In form of this one, they're doing is wrong. Means wrong means they're going to retrace, and in a technical analysis, they call bull flag. They could make a bull flag and still positive, right? So you got to wait until bull flag finish. Then you take entries. So I don't teach all these things, but I go back to what I was teaching before. But we don't do those things here. I look at it here, right? Right here, we retrace, but they're telling me going to the moon. So hopefully we go to the moon. Look here, it's trying. It is trying, even though 60-minute magic lines are not cooperating. In general rule, unless it doesn't close above magic line, I don't like to get in because I get in trouble. Because that's how it was designed. And I prefer a belly shape like this. See here, it's a small belly, but the perfect belly, if I come across, I'll let you know in a few minutes. We're going to hunt it down. But it is poised to go higher, but we are far from this line, so that's why they're dancing that way. However, when they go horizontal, it can go up and down, and boring. So it is consolidating, right? But you got to make sure it does not close below red line. So what we do, we get out and go back. When it goes back again, even though it is all looking good, because you're going to sitting on a capital and get aggravated every day for a few days. Not worth it. Is it going to happen? I'm not a crystal ball, but we have a health issue here. You could see here, right? Instead of 4, it is 2, and here instead of +1, it is -1. So the blue line is a problem. So it has to go back this way, and this has to make a turn here. So unless this retracement, some people say it's a retracement, it is a gap down. I don't like it. Right? That's not a good idea. But still, some techie guys say, oh, it's going to fill up the gap and this and that. As long as it goes below it, all bets are off. We revalidate it, then we'll come back. So that's my answer for CRM. So we got some work to do here. So watch tomorrow volatility. Hopefully it turns around for you. So if we don't break this one, it is going nowhere, right? So you know, the first problems are here, bunch of problems here. So are we in a direction to go hard? Yes, we do. This problem in health is causing this. And you could see clearly health is not in a good shape. They are not parallel. It's a negative. It has to be 1 here and 4 value here. So that's what it is. But if you watch closely and it stays within the mean risk reversion area, you may get an entry to the upside. And their targets will be this and that. And if you don't know, then take this one and copy and paste here, these lines. This
Go here at Metastock. So we're having a little bit of a technical issue. Can you hear me, Peter?
Yeah, I could hear you very well.
Okay. All right. Okay,
You
good.
could go ahead because I'm done because we need you to.
We did have a question from George who wanted to know how to get a hold of this. So I thought it might be a really good idea to do the presentation or to do that part of things right now. But thanks for looking at all those stocks for us.
Anytime, I love to do that instead of this side business. You know that.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, so let me go ahead and take control over here real quick. Peter Dakari said a lot of these came up in the alert room morning messages. Peter really provides quality work in the alert room. And I'm really excited about kind of the offer that we're going to do today for the alert room. And so let me go ahead and kind of just share that. And I'm a little nervous that we might lose connection. Hopefully that doesn't happen. But I'm going to go ahead and go through this anyway, and I hope you guys can hear me well. So
we could see your slides also.
Okay, good. Thank you for letting me know.
Yeah.
And you can hear me okay? It's not breaking up for you?
No, not breaking up at all. It's perfect, crystal clear.
Good. You're breaking up for me. That's funny. So in any case, though, the Magic Trader Elite includes 58 indicators, 47 explorations, 2 expert advisors, 35 templates. It's a huge product. It includes a 127-page manual, which is how I actually taught myself how to use Magic Trader, was a manual. And I have to say that Peter and William and the team that's here that kind of helped with all the editing did a really, really good job with everything. But in the manual in particularly, I loved. It was very, very easy to kind of put things together. It's got 11 highlights. It's got a commentary window, which helps kind of explain everything that's going on in the chart in English. And what we're doing today is pretty cool. You know, if you're not familiar, if it's your first time with Metastock, I'll start with by saying the Metastock's been rated #1 in its price category for over 20 years in a row now. And it allows you to do everything Peter showed today. Allows you to test trading ideas. It allows you to go in and get all these signals that Magic Trader is displaying. It allows you to go in and do scanning. I love scanning with Metastock because it allows you to find stocks. And so it includes 3 months of our award-winning Metastock platform. The data that we get from Refinitiv that powers it. Normally that by itself for 3 months would cost you $750 for both of those put together. We're also going to give you 3 months of Magic Trader, and we're going to give you 3 months of the educational alert room service. And this is a room service where Peter actually sits down and they do classes. He gives you ideas in terms of what you can do. They do special interest topics. They go in and sometimes they'll talk about options and kind of, but they do all kinds of different classes. And the people that are part of this room are great. One of the things that we find really amazing is the people that are in this room, the cancellation rate is very, very low. This is just because people really, really like the room, and the retention is really, really high. So we've come up with a package today. Like all of this for the 3 months would be about $2,241. And what we want to do is we want to actually give you an option to try everything. This is a new subscriber special. We have a feeling that if we can kind of get you in and working with Peter and understanding kind of the ins and outs of Magic Trader, that you're going to keep it. And our data shows that that's actually true. So we're going to give you 3 months of Metastock, 3 months of the data feed, 3 months of the Magic Trader, and then 3 months of that elite education alert room service. All of that's going to be available instead of $2,241, it's going to be available for $698. And I'm not going to tell you that you can actually pay for that within a trade or two, but maybe it depends on how much you're trading and stuff like that. I will say that if it's a service that's helpful in terms of helping you identify trades, it's going to be worthwhile, and it's something that you want to keep. And I think that's why I believe that's why we have such a good retention rate on the education alert room service and the Magic Trader itself. So $698 is what you'll pay for all of that, and we're going to limit that to the first 25 subscribers today. Okay, you can take advantage of that by giving us a call at 800-882-3040, or you can visit us at metastock.com/saleschat. The other thing I want to kind of talk about as well is earlier this year, Peter actually sat down and did 20 hours of recording on what he called the fundamentals of Magic Trader. And you can kind of see what the curriculum looks like right here. You've got the training module number 1, introductions. Number 2, he talks a lot about the ingredients, the risk health indicator, health window. You can read these on the screen. That's fine. Anyways, 4 modules, over 20 hours of recordings that are available as part of this fundamentals of Magic Trader, and it's a package that they put together, and that has a retail value of about $9.99. So what we want to do today is, in addition to that other offer, we want you to get this fundamentals training. And so if you want to get that in addition to like the room service, the 3 months of Metastock, the 3 months of data, the 3 months of Magic Trader, the total that you'll pay as a new buyer today to get you into the room is going to be $9.99. So again, we're only offering that to the first 25 subscribers. You can give us a call at 800-882-3040, or you can visit us at metastock.com/saleschat. Now, if you already have, one of the things that I want to just kind of make clear, a lot of you might have Magic Trader and you might want to look at the educational alert room or the training modules. These are available separately. And if you want to try out the alert service, I would recommend you do it. But in any case, these are available separately. If you just need the fundamentals of Magic Trader or you want the alert room, you can buy those separately. This package is incredible, though. It allows you to get started. You don't have to worry about paying anything else for 3 months. It's $6.98 plus the fundamentals. The total price would be $9.99. First time subscribers only. First 25 that want to get it, you can give us a call, 800-882-3040, or you can visit online at metastock.com/saleschat. So for Eugenia says, yes, this is very true. Magic Trader is amazing and there's no fluff. One of the things that just impresses us is the retention rate for the Elite Room service. So give us a call if you want to try it out, 800-882-3040, metastock.com/saleschat. I want to say thank you to Peter for coming in today. It's always good to have him in the room. I want to say thank you to Kat for coming. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're healthy. I hope you're trading well. And I hope we see you at the next one. So thanks again, guys. We'll see you later.
Thank you very much, Jeff.
Thanks, Peter. Have a good night.
And thank you, everybody, for coming in. It got a little bit longer than 1 hour, but it was, I hope, worth it for some people.
All right. It was great. Thank you, Peter.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone. We'll see you next time.